Perfect. So tell us about your role in the brand.
All right. So I am a field operations specialist. So what I do is I'm almost a liaison between our operations department and then our district managers who are going out into the stores. So what I do is I go out as well and kind of bring some of that information back to our operations department. And then we make training materials and other materials that benefit our stores.
Perfect. And which MeazureUp tools are you currently using? Audit app, daily checks, both?
So we're currently using the audit app.
Okay. And what is your current operational process like with audit app?
So currently we use our audit app in all of our stores. We have 64 stores total. What we use it for is our district managers go out and they use the audit app to do our audits for our stores. So most stores end up getting anywhere from the realm of at least 4 to sometimes over 20 in a year, just depending on how often we want to use it. We do have multiple audits on there, security ones, just general audits where we do just service. So they are used quite often.
Perfect. And what was the operational assessment process prior to MeazureUp? How does it differ with MeazureUp?
So before MeazureUp, when we were going out and doing audits, we were handwriting them all, just pen and paper, going out using our observations. We did have a couple checklists that we would use, but MeazureUp has definitely made it a lot easier. I don't know, the process overall is so much easier, having everything at your fingertips, being able to just go through and make sure you didn't miss anything. The aspect overall has just changed completely.
And tell us a little bit about the biggest benefit of using MeazureUp for one, your role specifically, and then two, the entire organization.
Okay. So the biggest benefit I would have to say is the actions button. I know that's something personally I love to use, being able to do an audit and then assign an action, give it to a specific person and give it a certain time or date it needs to be done by. And then being able to get those emails, reminders is great. And then on their end, our managers being able to let us know when they've done or completed that action. Overall, that's a great capability that the app has. I know our other district managers love that as well, being able to just have that capability to follow up without having to go back out to a store is just incredible.
And what features or components, I know you mentioned some there, but what features and components do you utilize the most? What are your favorite parts of the product? You know, pictures, comments, action plans, dashboard, anything?
Yeah, so I really enjoy the dashboard. I know back when I was talking about pen and paper audits, you would have to kind of pull up old audits, see how people did, but having the dashboard where I can see what they've done better in, what they've done worse in, kind of just giving them almost a general idea of, you know, this is how we can grow. This is what you're doing great on. This is some aspects we need to improve on. Being able to just see overall between all of our stores, you know, is there something on our part that we need to do to help give them more backup? You know, maybe we need to add more signage. Maybe we need to make things clearer. So just being able to graph that stuff over time, over multiple audits, over multiple stores is just a great feature to be able to see. And it helps us who are all going to different stores be able to compare between each other, you know, hold each other accountable for what we think our stores what level they need to be at. So that's a great feature. I know our other district managers love being able to add photos. I think it's great. The pen and paper audit, you can't do that. And it's good to see because, you know, not all the times we all can't be there. The managers, general managers aren't always in the store. So being able to take a photo and actually show something you saw is a great feature.
Yeah, those are a lot of the good ones there. Do you use MeazureUp to identify any company-wide problems? Have you seen any sort of reductions in repeat issues that you were able to identify with the MeazureUp platform? And if you have any examples, that would be awesome.
Yeah, so that is one great feature, is being able to see if something's repeated, especially because the way our company works is we switch going into stores, so it's not always the same person giving the same audit. So being able to see that somebody had a repeated thing is great, because then it helps you draw attention to it. And on the store end, being able to see the repeated offenses, like right from the get-go when they log into MeazureUp, is great. I do think it's a great feature because that helps us focus on things. Specifically, I know that I saw repeat offenses one point where stores were maybe confused about how a new procedure was going. We switched how we made one of our products, and they had to make it from scratch. It was our lasagna. And so a couple of them were confused with the process, and that helped us on our end make new training tools and signage to help them understand the correct way it should be made, which overall led to, us going out and finding that they were no longer having these repeat offenses. So just being able to see things on their end and then implement things on our end has really been helpful.
And are there any quantifiable differences that you've noticed since using MeazureUp? Like, are there any metrics that you use to evaluate, your stores on performance that really came from MeazureUp?
Yeah, so the great thing is, previously when we did our audits, we would more so score stores in a color range. They would get green if things were good, yellow if things were all right, red if things were bad. But being able to use MeazureUp and see numbers, I think, is way more beneficial to them. Being able to see the percentages they get overall in certain sections, and then a general percentage, has really made them almost compete against each other to get the best scores. But on our end, it's great to see someone improve. Mm-hmm. And, like I said, multiple people going out and doing multiple audits. We ourselves all grade differently. So some of us are a little harder than others, but the stores themselves being able to just see themselves improving is just a great feature.
Awesome. And I guess just lastly, are there any general comments or feedback or anything else about MeazureUp that you've experienced?
The one thing I want to say is I really am impressed with the range of questions we can have. I know on our end we have yes or no questions, questions where stuff falls in temperature ranges, questions where I can time things. So that having that feature is just amazing. It lets us open up a whole new world of what we can actually go in and look at, what we can time, what we can temp. And just that feature is just amazing to us, because previously you'd have to sit with a stopwatch and see how long it takes for somebody to get sat, or see how long it takes for a food item to get made, or, answering. It's so much easier to answer yes or no questions and add an action or add a comment to them than handwriting specifically what you're looking for. So overall, just the accessibility of it, being mobile, the wide range of questions has just made it so easier for us to get them done, to get them out, for the stores to reach them in a timely manner and be able to correct, improve, or even be proud of where they're at. So the app really has helped us, and it's helped us with the technology, just being a whole new branch than where we were previously.
Awesome.